This week's episode of the STS Guys is brought to you by Frisky Britches. Ladies, let's face it. I know you're all guilty of your panty drawer filling up with worn out, old, and brace yourselves, stained underwear. But that's where Frisky Britches comes in. Each month delivery is a surprise, but always includes 2 fun and sexy panties for only $14. So if you're looking for a good set of panties, go on over to shopfriskybritches.com and enter the coupon code FBSTS to save yourself 15%. Frisky Britches, get underwear the right way.
Shut up and sit down.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 10 of the STS Guys.
Double digits!
Well, Scott, I know you're excited, but this is the exact part where we do introductions. Well, I'm Jeremy.
I'm Scott.
Hey, Leo's back.
Leo's back. Hey, Leo, what's going on? Welcome
Where were
back
you,
to the
Leo?
table.
It's good to be back. I was off doing adventures the last couple weeks. The first week, I went up north to go look for dying trees, if you think about it.
Huh.
Looking for fall colors. I was just waiting for trees to die.
So by fall colors, you mean something other than the 18 shades of brown that we have down
Yes,
here?
yes.
My grass in the front, in my front of my place of where I live, it's dead. You can come over and see that if you want.
No, not dead, dying.
Dying.
Yes.
Oh, you want to see dying.
Yes, dying.
Okay.
He likes
I,
to see those trees just in that throes of death just
Yes,
before.
yes. It was pumpkin spice AF.
Oh!
No, I took my sister with me. We went to go take a few pictures, but I took her to that trail I took Jeremy to earlier this summer, I think.
Yeah.
Where
Leo tried to kill me.
Yeah, he almost died.
Was it on a
It,
hike?
it was when you get there, it's on this canyon, and where you park, it's off road, and you hike a little bit to get to the cliff, as it were, to like see down, and you can hike down, but it's straight down. Like you can see the creek. I mean, it's probably 200 feet out. Not very far, but it's like straight down. So going down, you're high off life. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna get down there. No, you turn around, you get back up on that. You looking up that hill.
You do that.
Mistakes
I'm
were
good.
made. Yep. So
Yeah.
needless to say, resties were had.
Yeah.
I had multiple resties, but me and Leo did share a magical moment.
Did you kiss?
No.
Because you're going that direction.
Our initials are forever there, though.
They were still there.
They were still
carved
there?
in that log. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. We totally carved our initials in that log. Don't you dare judge me.
No.
Don't you dare judge me.
I have no words.
So the second
Did
week
you
I
put
was
a heart around it at least? The little arrow
we
going
did.
through?
No arrow.
There's no arrow.
There was a
There's
heart.
no heart. There's no heart.
There wasn't there a heart?
No, there's a plus sign.
Okay. Yeah, we're not quite there yet.
You're not quite at the heart.
It's complicated on
Yeah.
Facebook.
Yeah. You maybe get an underline. That's the best you get.
Yeah. The second week I did Schnett Farms down the street in Queen Creek there. Turns out the corn maze that was modeled after the Phoenix Coyotes player, you know how they do a big maze, or they like carve someone's face into
Yeah.
the maze and what have you. Turns out when you get there, and I thought something was up the first time I went there a couple years ago, but off to the left when you pass the pumpkin patch part, that's hard to say.
That's onomatopoeia.
There's a corn maze right there, and so you think that's it, but it's rectangular. So you're like, there's no way this is it. You're looking at the map, you're going in there, and it's not working. Turns out, I had to Google Maps this later. Turns out the actual corn maze is half a block away, but nobody tells you that. So we went through some like kids
the
table,
kids one?
yeah.
Well, because they have two, don't they?
They have
They
two.
have like
Yeah.
they have like a 4 acre and a 10 acre. Don't
Yeah,
they?
I thought I was in the 10 acre.
And
but
you went
no.
in the 4.
I went in the little kids one.
How long did it take you to get through the little kids one?
Oh, it took a while. I get lost in there. I love getting lost. But see, the funniest part is they have chili and like barbecue stuff there, so we don't eat before we go. And I brought my 2 little sisters, and the oldest of the 2 is 26, and she didn't eat all day. So we were halfway in this maze lost, and she was starting to get pissed off. She was hangry.
Getting angry, like, give me some fucking food.
Yeah. So anyway,
Get me out of this corn.
that's where I was for the last couple weeks. So it's good to be back. I
Yeah.
know now we're missing Larry. We can't really seem to get 100% these last couple weeks.
Yeah,
I
we are
guess,
not
huh?
batting 1,000 at this point.
We are not, but I think, like I said,
You had a pinch hitter last week.
We did have a pinch hitter last week. We have another potential on deck that we'll introduce in a future episode.
We found him on Craigslist.
Yes.
I have no words.
So, like I said, he passed the interview.
He passed the smell test.
For anyone
He
listening
doesn't
here,
smell.
yeah, so that's good. For anyone listening here, there was no interview.
Please don't submit your
Yeah,
resume.
please don't submit anything because I won't listen. I'm just going to tell you right now.
I don't know.
I'll read comments on YouTube all day long, but I will not listen to someone's audition tape.
I think I would like to listen to some audition tape. I'm calling a couple people out. Like, if I could get, a couple of our YouTube friends like Half Geek out there to send in an audition tape, I'm calling you out, Half Geek. Go ahead and send us an audition tape. Join our podcast for an episode. Let's see what you got. So, other than that,
What did you guys do this week? Was there any
well,
toy
tell you that-
journeys? Standing in line.
Before that, I just, like I said, now that you have the witness here of what you missed the best game of trivia ever.
You still have this PowerPoint saved, right? Like I do at least need to see.
I do have this PowerPoint saved. It's like legit Jeopardy. Like
No, it was good. You missed a very fun game of us yelling curse words in my house.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing. Which then continued into our video game review.
Yeah.
That we actually have up on YouTube right now.
So
So how did this work? Did you have the laptop right there at the edge of the
Yeah.
table, and you guys kind of crowded like in a horseshoe shape? Like
So
how did that work?
we used my crappy HP that I got from Target for $100 that we just
Put at the end.
pop at the end of the table with PowerPoint on it and kind of ran it from the screen of the PowerPoint.
So without the echo buttons, what did you use as your beep beep?
There's an app on
There's
your
an
phone.
app?
Yeah.
Yes,
So
I found one that makes goat screams.
yeah. So basically, you push it here. Let's see what we got. I gotta pull up.
Is it just like a soundboard app?
Basically, it's like a buzzer.
It's called Buzzer. and
Available on the Google Play Store.
so you just hit it. And let me turn up my volume here so everyone can hear it. Blah, blah.
So everybody had a different noise.
So
then?
everyone
Yes, we all picked our own.
So you can have
Sound.
like honky sounds, or let's see here.
I want to hear the goat.
Here's the goat. Here was Scott's alarm. Here was Scott's buzzer.
Of course, it would be Scott.
And yes,
And the house recognizes
that is the
Mr.
goat
Scott.
scream.
The goat scream.
Then what did Larry had? Like basically a sensor, and
It's
then
Like the
a
bad
bleep,
word
like
noise?
a bad word,
Yeah.
bad word thing. The thing
So-
that we actually need to have on our soundboard to boop boop whenever I talk.
yeah. So we'll
When Scott talks, yeah.
Actually, I have to say I was probably the number one culprit last week, especially during the game review. I think I get into the video maybe 10 seconds.
You get about 10 seconds. I'm trying to be serious.
Scott's all serious, and
And
then,
then Jeremy's like,
Cronkite.
yes, hi. Welcome to the news. And that's the way it was. Yeah, but no.
Why does he sound like Sean Connery? Every voice you do, Sean Connery.
Because everyone is.
You need to do Zac Efron for Larry.
I don't know if I could.
I can, yeah, because it's just going to turn into like Marty McFly going, well, I don't know, dog.
It sounds like the dopey sheriff from Andy Griffith.
Yeah.
I don't know, Sheriff.
Whoa, gosh. Yeah.
You have recently been to Disneyland because you just sound like Goofy right
Yeah.
there.
I don't know if it was Goofy.
It sounded a little goofy-ish.
Yeah, Goofy. But yeah, I got into the review like 10 seconds.
You're already saying bad
I'm
words?
already saying bad words.
Boo.
It's just the way I am. Like
Well,
it
and
just
then-
happens.
I lost it when Jeremy's character that's randomly chosen for him had a sweater on his back and it was like tied around his neck. And I just lost it.
Like a like a country club.
Like a country club
No.
kid.
So when I spawn the game, my counselor comes up. I'm like, oh great, I'm some douchebag in a sweater.
Yeah, like, oh, great.
And then he runs, but he doesn't move his knees. He only moves like
He runs like he has like a butt plug in.
So imagine
And then-
the premise of the new Jumanji movie. You're in your video game. So like, so basically, what you're telling me is you hope this isn't your sweet hell and you
Yes.
end up like this kid.
No, yeah, we don't want to be there.
no, because I'd be dead. Because I died.
We died a lot.
Yeah.
Like, we only have, I think, 2 of the games that we ended up playing recorded, but we played a couple more and we died a lot.
What was this game called?
Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th.
Friday
So
the
basically, one person is spawned as Jason, and the rest of basically the 10 people are spawned as camp counselors. And your goal is to survive from Jason coming and murdering you in a number of brutal ways.
Yeah.
So is it? Can you play? Is it multiplayer?
It's all multiplayer.
It's almost
So it's like
exclusively.
It's
online.
like it is okay.
Yeah.
So I was gonna say it's like a Call of Duty kind of thing.
kind
You
of
just
like
running
Call of Duty
around.
online thing. But
Can you defend yourself
it's-
against Jason?
Yeah. So in my version, I found a machete, and so I waited behind the door. And when he opened the door, I just started swinging.
You were a camper.
Yeah, I was like, yeah. So I started swinging, and
Did you win?
no. So I beat his ass so bad though that the guy quit.
He rage quit.
So he
Oh,
rage
he
quit
did?
at the game because I was beating his ass.
And
he
then-
didn't want to get that loss on record, so he just rage quit.
And then my defense was, I'm like, okay, so we were walking through, I had my machete, and then lo and behold, walking by, I see a bear trap. I'm like, sweet. I'm like, you can lay fucking bear traps. I'm like, this is gonna be awesome. So I'm like, where am I gonna set the bear trap? Of course, I'm gonna set it right by the front door. So that way, when that fucker Jason comes in, I'm gonna bear trap his ass and then go and just like hacking it up with my machete.
Or run.
Or run.
And did this happen?
Kind of.
Yeah. So Jason opens up the door. I'm like, okay, this is it. This is
And Jerry, like, we come up with the plan that it's like, you know how we're going to do this? Just stand in the damn open, you know,
Yeah.
so that he sees you. So he comes
Yeah.
at you. We're like, let's do that. Let's get out in the open.
Come at me,
Yeah,
bro.
Come at me.
Yeah, come on, bring it on.
This fucker misses the bear trap and just walks straight in the building.
So
So he glitches in.
No, we just set it just a little bit off to the left.
So he
and
just
walks-
barely missed like so the
When he
opening
opened
path.
the door, walked straight in and missed it. We're
Then
like,
he one hand grabs me, and then basically you have a quick opportunity where you can break free. You're mashing the triangle button. You're going, hey, you know what? I gotta break free. So I'm mashing that fucking button. I'm mashing it. Break free. I'm like, sweet. I'm gonna just book it out the door.
just yell, run.
Unfortunately, there's a bear trap by the front door.
So first thing we hear is clink, and Jeremy's like not able to move. Right, we're dead.
So then Jason, while I'm stuck in the bear trap, then takes my head, shoves it between the door, and starts slamming the door on my head
he does
to decapitate me.
a Kingpin in the first Daredevil series.
Oh
with
yeah,
the car door.
with
Yeah.
the car door.
Yeah, so he took my head off with the cabin door.
Private Pile.
Yeah, Private Pile.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we played that.
So it's very what's the word I'm looking for? Is it free world where you could just interact
world.
with open,
Open
world?
world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So you just interact with the stuff around you. It's not
Right.
like static.
So yeah, no, you
prop
get dropped
shot.
on a map, and you can do things like there's a car,
Yeah.
and if you find a car battery and the keys, and
There's different objectives that you can
Right,
try
so
to
you can-
basically try to do to escape the camp.
Do they have different maps?
yes,
Yes.
Okay.
different maps, and as you play, you can get like different versions of Jason, or you can give perks to your council.
Yeah, and it's a game that's been in development for a while. It was released on PC, I think almost a year. I think
It was
almost
about a year ago.
Buddy of
About a
mine
year
in
ago.
Tennessee was telling me about it, and he was telling me, like you guys, that it was coming out, and I should get it on PlayStation, what have you. It looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's intense though, because you'll just be walking, and all of a sudden you hear that. You're like, oh shit, he's here. Like,
Are you that dumb white girl though? That's like, hello?
Yeah.
Is there anybody here?
I just started running. I didn't even know it was in the direction. I just ran. You're like, I'm like hiding under a bed.
Just don't hiding. So you were that dumb.
Well, then you get all excited, like, oh, I found a machete. Yeah, found a machete.
Then I'm like, I'm gonna kill this motherfucker.
Yeah,
And then you run into your own bear trap.
yeah. And then you start to get a bolster, like, hey, I could take Jason down. I got a machete. I'm
I
like,
hacked at him, and then so before the guy rage quit when I was hacking at him, another guy was like, I'm gonna join in and help you. Yeah, you in the video, you watch him get brutally murdered. Like
By
as
you?
as I'm hacking at him with the machete, he just turns and like kills this other guy.
kind of rewinding back even a little bit. So Scott just reminded me of it. So we first drop in the map, and we're like messing around, like saying like, oh yeah, you can hide places. So we hide underneath the bed. And then we hear someone come in. It's like actually one of the counselors. He runs by, and you can see his legs run by,
Yeah, he
and then
runs
run
by.
back. And then I'm like, okay. And then all of a sudden you hear the Jason music.
And then you just hear, as we're sitting there, and us, we're getting tense, we're like, is there somebody here? What's going on? You just hear this.
The counselor?
The counselor. And then we're like, oh, hold your breath. And you hear, like, the guy who's playing Jason, like, walks around a little bit.
He's looking for me.
Doesn't come into the. He's, like, checking, like, hey, is there anybody else in here? Yeah, he checks. Doesn't, like, walk out, but you hear him, like, leave. And then all of a sudden the music.
Goes
The
away.
music gives you a hint to tell you, like,
Yeah.
if he's close. The music just stops. We're like, I think he's gone. Jeremy gets out from under the bed, walks over, and yeah, there's little dude in his short shorts, dead on the ground. And Jeremy just picks up his machete. He's like, "Ha! Look what I got!" And
got
we
his machete.
run off.
So it was a good week in video games. So we played that over the weekend, but then there's the game that I couldn't wait for to come out on Tuesday.
You mean the game that we pre-ordered in June of 2016?
Yeah, a game that's been, like I said, it's been my longest pre-order I think I've ever had.
Yeah. I will say it is the game I've had on order for the longest.
Let's just put it this way. I had to go through all my Amazon orders to even figure out, like I said, that, hey,
If
did
you
I actually
had
have
done it, yeah.
Well, because here's the thing, because actually, you know me and Amazon, like anything that I can buy off Amazon, I do buy off Amazon. Did you know between the time I ordered that and the time that thing, I had over 400 orders that I had to go through?
Well, I did the same thing. Mine didn't show up on the day.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
So it
then
was supposed
you
to
got screwed.
I got screwed. So mine didn't show up on the day it released.
On
as it was
release
supposed
date,
to.
yeah.
So I had to call Amazon support, but they wanted my order number.
Oh yeah.
So I had to go an hour. It took me like almost an hour to go back through all
Scott,
my
you're,
orders.
you're treading down a slippery slope right now because
Yeah.
you're about to make Leo very upset with the results of your actions.
I won't say the result. 3 months of Prime. But
So to fill everyone in on the backstory, basically, if I had encountered an issue with any of my Amazon orders,
No,
or
let me
Scott-
jump. Let me do
Oh,
this one.
Okay.
Whenever they have something wrong happen, they get free shit. I've actually had Jeremy write the customer service letter for me, and I still get nothing.
They get nothing.
I get nothing. But you guys always get the customer service recovery. I don't
Every
understand
time.
it. I don't understand it. And there could be nothing wrong. You guys have like a little scratch on the box, and you chat them up, and they're like, "Oh yeah,
here's a free. Here's
here's
20 bucks.
200,000 in stock. Why
Yeah.
not?"
Yeah.
It's- I'm very particular.
Hashtag jealous.
Yeah,
just so you know.
I know. It's like I said, as soon as he started down that path, I'm like,
We
oh
gotta bring
shit!
it.
I'm
Yeah.
like, this is gonna make Leo's list.
Ooh.
Leo's list.
All right, the jury is out. I will get back to you on that.
Yes.
So, yeah, once I did get the game eventually, which was Wednesday, yeah, it's completely engulfed the rest of the week.
Yes. Likewise, because I have been playing it nonstop as well.
So the game that we've been talking about, I know we've been kind of shady. People might, based on the pre-order release date, figure it out. What we were talking about is South Park's The Fractured But Whole. Probably one of my favorite games to play right now. Like there's been a while since I've had a game that I've been this obsessed with playing.
See, I love this time of year and I hate this time of year. Just because like I said, this is when all the good games drop, and then I feel the need I had to play like through one of them because we have the Friday the 13th. We have this one. We have Assassin's Creed coming up.
on the 27th.
That one
and
actually looks really
on
good.
the same day as Assassin's Creed is Wolfenstein 2.
Wolfenstein 2. We have Battlefront 2 coming up. We have Call of Duty
World
War
War
II.
World War 2.
I'll have a full review on that one. You know how I love me some Call of Duty.
Yeah, but this one doesn't have the zombies.
No, it's separate, but when you buy the separate zombies game, you get the legacy maps to it. Oh. Yeah, so you go all the way back.
So you see,
Except the Sarah Michelle Gellar one, because they couldn't get the rights for that.
yeah, which no one I think really needs.
No. So what else? We have Battlefront 2.
So yeah, so
In time for the holiday season, basically.
Yeah.
yeah,
Right?
everything coming up for just a few months before Black Friday, just to ensure that all the sales happen now,
Yeah.
and then they're not on sale for Black Friday.
Well, that and like I said, just that way they can start selling systems too. Like I said, just
Oh, yeah.
nothing sells a system like a good game. Like,
Yeah.
So
Well, I know, like, you and I, Scott, have talked about Assassin's Creed a lot, too, but I actually didn't like the subsequent ones after,
2.
what was it, 3? The American history one?
see, I didn't like.
You didn't like that one?
So Black Flag is my all-time favorite.
That was the one after, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I never played that one. That
You-
one looked
you
like
need
fun
to,
because you were
because-
on the ship.
Well, you're a pirate, and
Yeah.
so you know the greatness that was the ship battles in 3, right?
Yeah.
Those
were
small
great,
missions, Those
yeah.
were great. The entire game is built around
Is
that
that-
mini game. So you just see a ship and you're like, I'm gonna loot that fucking thing. There you go.
So what happened after that? After that was Italy.
So that was before. So Italy. So they had Black Flag. Then they had all the mini PSP
The
game. ones that
Unity
came out.
one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Unity in France,
I
which
didn't
we didn't
like
like that
Unity.
one.
Yeah,
I-
Unity was terrible.
The only thing with Unity I liked is they added the fact that you could hit a button to stealth, which was the first time in one of the games.
Yeah. Well, you had how Wildlands has the sync kill. They had that in
Yeah.
Unity, but that
So you
was
could-
really the only thing
Yeah.
going for it.
So they had that, and then it was
the movie.
Yeah, the movie, which
No one needs to talk about that.
yeah, we're gonna skip that. We're gonna pretend that one didn't exist and that I didn't buy it.
Ruh-roh.
I actually just see. I didn't buy it, and I never watched it in the theater, but I watched it because it dropped on HBO probably like 2-3 weeks
did
ago.
Did you call HBO and complain and get a free month?
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Did you get customer
your
service
choices
recovery?
are bad.
No, I just flipped it to like watching a rerun of Cat House or something like that.
Yay! The other one, it was Syndicate was the last one that they had,
Syndicate,
which is
yeah.
the one that was in
like New York,
London,
yeah,
Victorian
London,
London.
yeah,
Yeah.
like that. I remember like the subway and stuff in there.
Which gameplay wise was cool. They added this whole grappling hook system to it, so you could like shoot one grappling hook from one roof to another because they spaced like the houses ridiculously far.
Yeah, nobody
but then you
wanted to
think
do all
like
that
no
running.
one, yeah.
so you're basically Batman.
Yeah, so you're basically it's Batman from Arkham Asylum. Like, but what they did is half the city, then they spaced the buildings too far apart where you had to do that. Like they were like, we have this new mechanic, and by God, you're going to use it or else. Like you will like,
use it and you will like it.
Yeah, because you would like try to like be a mission. You'd be like, okay, I'm gonna go down to the ground, then come run back up the building, like across, and like you'd be like, nope, you're too slow. The
Dead.
only way to do
Or unsync,
whatever the mission
whatever
is
it's
dethinked, is to take these zipline things and you start to be like, all right, enough.
Yeah.
This one,
I am excited
This
for,
is
for
like
Egypt.
the Egypt one.
Yeah.
right?
Egypt one. So
So you've got like, of course, the pyramids, but you've got what I am kind of looking forward to is that whole Aladdin-esque tight quartered alleyways they got
Right,
going on. where all the-
Arabian Nights.
I can show you the world.
Scott and his singing.
This one's cool too because it's more RPG style, so you can level up certain
Oh, that's
aspects of your
cool.
character. So if you just want to use your hidden blade to kill, you can focus on leveling that up so that it's basically an instant kill no matter
matter what.
happens.
Does Tom Cruise show up in this one?
He runs really fast.
He runs?
Yeah, he just every 15 minutes he just runs across the screen. That's what they paid him for,
Yeah.
apparently.
Or how about can he just come out the side of the screen, kind of like the creator of Mortal Kombat? Whoopsie!
Yeah.
I like that one where I just want a little dun, 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 you know, him sliding across the floor in his underwear.
Egypt.
Risky
In
business
Egypt,
style.
yeah, just across like a balcony real quick. Just be like, wait, was that fucking Tom Cruise in there? Like
in the throne room.
in the throne room, yeah, like just behind
Him
the,
and Pharaoh just chilling.
yeah. So this one looks cool. The one thing that I think is going to be interesting is they changed the eagle vision finally to be something less.
Something useful, I hope.
Well, it's more. It's kind of less useful, but it's you actually have an eagle.
Well, how are you supposed to do a leap of faith off a pyramid? So
Yeah.
they probably
They had to give you something,
they
yeah.
had to
Yeah.
give you something to
Just
change.
you don't do a leap of faith. You just kind of leap and then you hit and just like slide down like a penguin. Just, you know? But yeah, so this time instead of having it just be like you can magically see through walls, this one you actually have an eagle that you hit a button and you can see through the eagle's eyes.
So
it
you have a
flies-
drone?
So you have a drone basically that flies over and kind of looks and sees where everything is, so you can kind of map it out.
Oh, so it's like warging from Game of Thrones. So you
Kind of.
the guy that had the
Yeah.
little,
Yeah. So since he's the first assassin, he gets instead of having that eagle vision, his is literally
Legit
eagle.
eagle.
vision.
So tell me about how you guys feel about Battlefront, because you know how I felt about it last year,
Okay.
or what, 3 years ago.
Scott and I played the beta. Completely different from
Really?
the last one.
The only thing that I don't like is they added that fucking loot box system into it. The fucking random chance, but they tied your character's level or that class's level
To that mystery box.
to the cards that you get out of the mystery box. So you can't level up your character unless random chance gives you cards for that character.
Which here's the thing. I like that and I hate it. And the reason I like it and hate it at the same time, I like it just because it'll even out the playing field when you're dropped in a match. You're not going to have some asshole that's basically plays the game 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's going to be kill you every single time you spawn.
I do have to agree with him on that. one.
There is that, but the problem is the currency that buys these loot boxes you can pay for with real money, which means somebody who just wants to drop $100 on fake currency.
Well, yeah, you
can
live with your
open-
mom, so
Yeah.
she's gonna buy it for you.
Yeah. So it does still give a person, yes, it's a random chance, but it's that whole they could pay to win,
But
and
then
eventually
you,
get all
but
the
then
best
you can
cards.
still laugh to yourself that they spent $100. Like,
Yeah,
That's
they're,
true.
they're,
That's
yeah,
true. You won't be
they're-
very upset when
they're
you get
dumb
off
as
the-
shit for doing that.
Well, so I heard you can grab random vehicles, right, and use them, unlike the other one where you had to get that little token thing.
Token thing. So yeah, there's no tokens. So what you get is as you do kills or do objectives.
Yeah,
Oh,
once
so it's like kill
you
streak points.
So you get
kinda,
points,
or
but they don't go
rewards.
away. They so if you
It
die,
builds.
you keep
Oh,
your
yeah,
points.
okay.
So you just continually accrue them, and then you get the option to either just spawn or spend your points to get into a hero or drive a vehicle or something
Okay.
along those lines. So it's way better in that aspect that you don't have to wait for some token to randomly drop somewhere on the map to go find to be able to run that. So you have a way better chance of getting one of those tokens or to not just be a regular spawn.
Well, also probably one of the biggest changes to note, there's actually a single player campaign
yeah.
that's actually going to be.
Oh, there is.
There's
There
actually going
is.
to be
Oh,
Star
okay,
Wars.
and
That's actually Star
That
Wars
was a
canon.
big pain
Yeah.
point for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that way you actually get to have experience playing the game. So that way when you don't, you actually have some skill going into the multiplayer games.
And all the rewards you get in the single player do
Transfer
over to
Yes.
your multiplayer. So if you go through the single player, you get enough cards that you can actually have a decent character going into the multiplayer.
Okay. What about when does that one come out?
November
November 17th, I want to say,
or 11th, one of the two.
It's somewhere around there. I know it's not the first week in November. It's the week after whatever Call of Duty drops. I think Call of Duty drops the first week in November.
Yeah, they're historically be right before the holidays to kind of get you
Yeah.
know the hype going.
Right.
So
I know that the three of us sunk a shit ton of hours in the first one.
Yeah,
so
I know. I got it. I got it on
Pre-ordered.
pre-order already.
You did.
You'll have to get it, Leo.
Hold on, I need to find what add-on item I need first, and then I'll pre-order it.
Yeah, pre-order it so that way you can save your 20% off on your Amazon purchase, because that's the best thing about buying video games on Amazon. Not sponsored by Amazon, but I'm gonna give them a plug. You can either pay, basically you can pay, I think Best Buy like $30 a year to be part of their Gamers Club Unlocked, and then the only thing it gets you is extra trade credit and then saving 20% on new titles. But with your Prime membership for Amazon, if you pre-order a title, you're saving that 20%, so you're not having to pay extra membership.
They stepped up.
I didn't
for
know.
It.
Is that just relative to video games?
Yes.
Yeah.
But
Okay, because I've never actually gotten that kind of save. I've gotten the lowest price guarantee.
Yeah. So
on
if
other
you
stuff.
buy a game pre-order or within the first week of its release through Amazon, they drop 20% off of it. The physical copy.
Yeah.
Yeah, not the
physical
digital
copy.
one.
Yeah, the digital one, for some reason, no one discounts those.
That still baffles me to
Yeah,
this day.
yeah. Well, that
So
could
they
be
would-
on Jeremy's list, the whole digital
Yeah,
copy argument.
that'll-
But speaking of Amazon, I saw on Twitter, I think it was yesterday, Bezos was on the top of a wind turbine, and I guess Amazon has a wind farm, and he went out and christened it. He had a whole thing of champagne, smashed it, and his drone takes off. It was actually pretty cool. But I didn't know. I knew Amazon was taking over the world. I just didn't know they were into renewable energy quite yet.
Well, who else is going to power all their shit when they have their super weapon that kills everybody that isn't a
The
Prime
Geostorm,
subscriber?
or
Yeah.
what is that movie called? Isn't
Yeah,
it Geostorm?
Geostorm
Yeah.
coming up with
Gerard
Butler.
Butler.
So how far you've fallen, sir.
So how about that game Fractured But Whole?
So as we go on this massive tangent about other
We're,
games,
just
This-
we're shooting the shit. That's
This-
it.
this- going through
this
it.
27-minute tangent.
so yeah, I spent my entire week playing the Fractured Butthole. They took
Well, not correction. You spent Wednesday through
Thursday,
Friday
yeah.
playing the Fractured But Whole.
thanks Amazon. So we did. And John, I know you're the same because I see you on there all the time. We basically played hours. I mean, I've gotten probably 15 or 20 hours already racked in it since I got that on Wednesday.
Yeah,
So-
I don't even know if I have that much. I probably have good like 10.
Yeah. So the
It's-
game is
Hilarious.
hilarious. It's every episode of South Park that you've ever seen. I know, Leo, you're not the biggest fan.
Yeah, I've seen collectively 20 minutes, and that's right before we started recording.
Yeah. So it's if you like the show, the humor in the game has stuck with the show 100%.
Let's just put it this way: the graphics engine on this one too. I said my wife came out. She thought I was watching South Park.
Yeah. So it looks exactly like you're playing an episode of the TV show. Like whatever they did with the graphic tweaks, it looks like it's that paper stop motion animation that they do.
Yeah, it's like I said, graphically it's amazing. Gameplay, like I said, it's awesome. It's
Super smooth. So I don't think you ever played the first one, right, Leo?
No.
So for anybody who's played the Stick of Truth, they changed it around a little bit. It's your standard RPG, basically. Turn-based. One group's on one side of the map. Bad guys on the other side of the map, and you kind of go take turns and beat the shit out of each other. This version, they actually let you move.
For our listeners, I've been nodding this whole time, like you guys can see me.
So in this version, you're able to move around the map. So attacks only affect certain areas. So some of them you can only go straight in front of you. So you have to actually position yourself in the right place to be able to use your attacks.
Okay.
and also defend yourself too.
And to defend yourself. So you can try to move and
So if you put your bear trap too far to the
yeah,
left.
exactly. If you put your bear trapper, you can move to try to draw somebody to come towards you because the enemy can move too.
So is it it's South Park? So you have the characters, I'm assuming, right?
Yes.
The kids. Who are the bad guys? All the adults, like the cook guy.
Everybody else in the town, basically.
Okay.
So the Raisins girls, 6th graders. Who else? Have I got?
Okay, so let's
Butters is captain as Professor Chaos.
Chaos.
He has his minions that you fight every once in a while. Or at one point in the scene, Randy gets drunk, and you just have to fight him because he's drunk and he wants to fight you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Crab people.
Crab people.
Ninjas.
Yeah, there's ninjas. There's
priests.
Yeah, there's 2 priests that try to rape you.
Yeah, with
one
their,
of them,
with their rosary anal beads.
his rosary anal beads, or the other one gives you a nice big bear hug if you get trapped in his trap.
So Scott, what's your origin story?
So I technically have 2 now because I've unlocked a second class.
Okay, so you're to the point where you've unlocked
Your second class. So every time you unlock a new class, you
add a piece to
add a piece to your origin story. So the way that the story goes, and I figure it's always this, is Cartman tells the story of your origin because your character doesn't talk. So people ask him stuff, and he just stares blankly back at them, and they'll be like, "Oh, okay, good talk," and they'll move on. Cartman gives you a backstory since you can't tell it.
give us your Cartman.
But in pieces, though, like you were saying.
No, well, he tells it in the entirety, but then when I went, at some point he calls me back to his coon lair, and asks "Hey, I think you're pretty cool. Like I'm gonna give you a second class. So you can dual class, so you can pick powers from 2 different types of superheroes." And he's like, "But we gotta adjust your backstory. You go through it the exact way as before, but he changes it slightly." So my first one was, you hear this random noise, so you wake up in the night, and so you have to go investigate it, and it's burglars in your house. So I was a speedster, so you beat him up. It kind of is just a way that you learn how to use your powers. And then so you think you stopped these burglars from burglarizing your house.
But
that's your origin story. And he's and Cartman's response is, "But you didn't realize that you took so long defeating the burglars that when you opened up the door, you saw your dad fucking your mom." And he's like, "You were too late. You couldn't have stopped it. And that will be forever your regret."
And it forever changed.
Yeah, it changes you forever. You watching your dad fuck your mom.
That was your backstory.
That was the backstory that they give.
It's the standard backstory because, like I said, my backstory, like I said, I'm even a different class. I chose the blaster class.
So there, I think there's 4 classes you can pick right off the bat. I think each of those have their own backstory, and I think as you pick those classes, you'll get to see them all at some point, or at least most of them.
Yeah.
Did yours involve a baby? Because the next one I had was there was a baby that was caught between the burglars, and you had to go save the baby, and then because you saved the baby, you were too late. Your dad was fucking your mom. It still always ends up to that's the worst part of the story, according to Cartman, is not that there's burglars in your house, that your parents were having sex while there were burglars.
Honestly, probably one of my favorite parts of the game was when you have to basically go into the coon lair for the very first time, where you have to go and find Cartman's journal.
Oh yeah, and his his password, which is just "fuck you, mom."
So basically,
So you go to his little keypad and it has a bunch of words on it. So you actually have to type it's like 307 is like "fuck you, mom." But his little computer goes "fuck you, mom."
but then so we were with a coworker earlier this week, and there's a video out there like if you have to do things in order, and if you try to cheat, so like in this specific example, so the guy didn't go and find, so in the video the guy didn't go and find the journal first. He just basically looked online to see what the code is, and so he typed in the code. It's like "fuck you, mom." But then Cartman comes up dressed up as Belichick and calling you Tom Brady being a cheater.
So yeah, their humor is phenomenal in the game. Like
They consult the writers or producers of South Park, I imagine.
They're directly involved.
They're
Oh, okay.
directly involved in the writing aspect of the story and the jokes, and
Which
things
I
like that.
think might have something to do with why the delay.
Yeah.
Because like I said, this game was delayed for the longest time. Like if you actually turn over the back of the game, it says best game of E3 2016.
It was delayed that long?
Yeah, it got awards
Wow.
at 2 different E3s.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
So it could have been, like I said, it could have been multiple things. It could have been, like I said, their involvement. Like I said, because I know they were doing a lot of different promotion during that time with like Book of Mormon stuff, trying to get that out there.
Yeah.
Since it's touring
Yeah,
again.
since it's touring again.
Go see it if it ever comes to your
Oh,
town.
it's amazing. I've seen it twice.
Do we have a schedule yet for Arizona for this tour?
No. We just had ours.
Yeah, we just like I
Okay,
said,
so we're in the
So-
off year then.
So we're in the off year, so
Yeah.
it'll be next year sometime.
yeah. So cause I just saw it again when
But
June I went and saw it again.
Okay.
so I mean, Leo, you did go to Book of Mormon with us, and I saw you were about to cry. You were laughing so hard.
I did cry, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
It was hilarious. I mean, for those, for our listeners, like when we worked together, Scott and Jeremy introduced me to it. This is when Amazon Music was starting to kind of take off.
And they had it.
They had it. They were the only distributor that had, or a streaming
Had the-
service that had it.
with
So
the
I
Broadway
think it was
soundtrack
Friday one
deals.
day. We were just, it was a slow day. So Jeremy pops in on his phone and I'm just losing it. And he told me this one song I had to listen to, and I wasn't really open to it. I wasn't really
I actually
open
have a
to it
shirt of
because
that.
I'm kind of boring like that. I wasn't that cool kid.
You weren't hip yet.
No, and I'm listening to the song,
So
pissing
Jeremy-
myself.
Jeremy and I have already spent like an entire 2 weeks giggling at this
Yes.
song before before Leo's seen it.
So yeah, then when they came to town, I remember we were just so excited. So we got tickets like that night they dropped, right?
I think, yeah.
The night they announced, just
Yeah.
because otherwise we wouldn't have gotten tickets.
And well, I think we talked to somebody, right? Their seats next to us were going for like $300
Yeah.
on StubHub or some
Whatever
of those
the-
resale places.
Whatever the
But
freaking
yeah, I
legal
loved Book of
extortion
Mormon.
that
It was
is.
great.
and we had good
So-
seats too.
Yeah, we had
good
good,
seats.
great seats because you can see the whole set. Not just what's in front of you
Yeah,
for the
they were
front
balcony
rows.
seats, but they were front row balcony
Yeah.
seats.
They were really good seats.
So, going back to the game, a lot of the humor that you find in that, like the Book of Mormon, kind of that dirty, like kind of rips on everybody humor,
Yeah.
is in the game.
That's cool.
Like it, no matter who you are going to be pissed off about something in this game.
Well,
That's excellent.
Right.
They offend everybody, so that makes it okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I said, there's no one.
There's
off,
no one left
There's
off.
no one off the table. Like so, for example, there's this scene where you're choosing your gender, where you can choose male, female, or other. No, literally, no matter what you choose, hillbillies will come out and try to beat you up.
Because you're not open. So if you pick male, they're like, "How dare you go with racial
Gender
gender
stereotype.
stereotypes?" And like they be up and I
took
was
her James.
you took her James, or the female is like, "You're less than man," or something like that. And then if you're other, they're like, "We're gonna beat you up because you're confused." Like, so no matter what you do, someone or
Someone will be
something
offended, but it's
is going to be in
hilarious.
this game because someone's going to be mad. I mean, for fuck's sake, you choose your difficulty of how hard the game is going to be based on the color of your character's skin. So
I remember you telling me about
the
that.
darker it gets, the harder the game treats you. So
So bad.
yeah,
Well, I'm glad you guys. I'm glad you guys had a great week. I mean, that game actually sounds like a lot of fun. I'm actually hoping for Battlefront and a few sessions with Call of Duty and Zombies. But it's speaking with tech and the holiday season. The Google Home Mini dropped this week, and I actually had to pay my Verizon bill this week, so I went online, to pay that. And
Trying to look up it. Can I get a new
well,
phone?
Google's offering
Yeah.
if you buy the Pixel 2, they'll give you a free Google Home Mini.
I know we're gonna type at the here, but is anybody else shocked at the price of the Pixel 2?
Not really, given the fact that the Note 8 and the iPhone X10, whatever we're gonna call it,
upwards of over 1,000.
yes, they're a couple hundred more. You can get a laptop.
The Pixel 2, I just saw that you can get it for $350.
Oh, so they dropped it.
They
then. Well,
dropped it.
they're probably just trying to get it out there because it
Yeah.
was not a widely adopted
The
phone.
Pixel was not a widely adopted, so this new
I have
one
to say the
is
new one, the
affordable.
old one, it is affordable, but I have to say I wasn't really looking forward to it because I call this first world complaints, but shit, this thing doesn't have wireless charging.
Yeah.
So what am I supposed to do with that?
I mean,
it
if
has.
If Apple hasn't, you don't.
Yeah,
you
if
failed.
Apple can do it, then they pretty much. God damn it! If Apple can do it, then I don't see why Google, who's supposed to be the highest, you guys are out of control. So anyway, Google Home Mini dropped this week. I'm not really looking forward to it because I know I have the Google Home, but I actually unplugged. I don't actually use it. I don't use the Chromecast. None of the Google products outside of their mobile operating system.
I'm sorry. Stop. You've unplugged.
Stop, drop, and listen.
Yes. Stop. Collaborate and listen. I suspect with a brand new mission. Yeah. No. It completely shocks me that you've gotten rid of tech devices.
Preparing for something big. I don't know what it
Are you
might be.
preparing for Kim Jong Un to bomb you?
Yeah. It's like I got that. He's threatened that EMP, right? Got to get rid of all my
Yeah.
electronic
I'm
shit.
gonna start using
Are you
analog.
Are you afraid of the NSA spying on you?
Oh no, government knows me. They got my number. There's no hiding from big government.
Yeah. They know Leo with all the shit that he's got.
Oh crap! You mean they have my search history now?
Yep.
Now they do. I did not see the little incognito mode.
Incognito window.
Yeah, the little hat.
Your wife is going to see that one.
Oh god.
Why were you looking at giant penises? Research
Research.
for a movie role.
So speaking of Amazon and tech, I did see this article online for Garmin, and I guess they're trying to bring the Echo Dot into the car. It's probably the size of, I don't know, silver dollar maybe. It's not very. I mean, you can't see a lot.
Was it closer to picture 1 or closer to picture 2?
Yeah.
Can I see one again?
So,
No! I don't want to see anything.
Don't show pictures again, Jeremy.
So anyway,
Those were. Oh, this one's bedazzled. It's like a disco ball.
staying alive.
Staying alive. Well, you can't tell by the way I use my one. Oh, and a Dick Cheney. So,
You are not gonna make me snort on air. It's not gonna happen. I'm sorry.
it's a dick hat. I'm just gonna narrate everything. People on listening are like, "What the fuck are they talking about?" Oh, it's like a little puppy, but he looks like a penis.
Isn't it cute?
You save that one because we'll post that one on Instagram.
Save that one.
It's like a little sucker. Here.
I would love to be able to post these for listeners, but there's no way I'm putting any of that up online. So it's a little silver dollar. Let's get back on track here, gentlemen.
I'm speechless. I have no words.
So-
They put an Echo Dot. They shrunk it to about 1/4 of the size, and they're putting it on windshields.
So it pops in there. Does it use like Bluetooth?
It does.
to
Yeah,
your
you
car?
can. The video I saw, you can. It's just like having the Dot or the Echo speaker, but it's voice command. You can do your smart home stuff, your music, you can even text people or call people now that Alexa can do that.
Yeah.
But
Now-
overall,
I guess you'd still have to have some sort of wireless plan, right?
yeah, it's
Like-
got to be connected to your phone. But I guess I guess there's I don't know if it's the actual Alexa app or if there's a standalone app, but you can use turn-by-turn directions, but it doesn't show like the map and the car. It has just arrows, that LED arrows that light up, and then numbers. So basically, you have a straight arrow, 50 miles. Like you're just gonna look at 50 straight for 50 miles.
Oh, fun.
Yeah,
That
so-
seems like that's real
Yeah,
useful.
It's probably why Garmin's doing it, because Amazon probably was like, you know what, we know our limits. We're not going to go into stupid places.
Well, it's funny to see Garmin again because I mean, the only time you ever see Garmin anymore is the little handheld GPS that you find.
Or they're being the fitness watches.
Yeah, they're doing
Yeah.
the fitness watches, which I don't understand the following for them. When you have big players like Fitbit or even like Apple and Android now, I don't understand why how these third-party ones or these standalones are not.
It's because
are
they're not
making it.
$300 and $400 and $500.
Yeah, you can get the same thing for way cheaper, and at least people trust Garmin.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, they don't really.
Well, I think maybe
trust
they
big
trust
ones.
the actual like GPS company that because they created GPS.
yeah, yeah. One of the people that's been around it since satellites have been launched.
Yeah.
You know who's been dead though? It's TomTom. Remember TomTom?
Tom, yeah, he was like the
How
gold
did-
standard for GPS
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. Well, I was walking through the store the other day. Magellan still is around.
Magellan is. I remember
Yeah.
them and TomTom were like really big ones when it first started.
And
up.
Garmin was always like the reliable, like cheap one.
Yeah, my Garmin Newbie.
Yeah.
The
but-
Newbie,
the
yeah,
Newbie.
I had one.
So yeah, they were always the ones that you could afford and did all the same shit as the other ones.
But I have to say, like, it's hilarious to think how, first of all, how recent that was. I mean, that wasn't very long ago. And
When
two,
everyone had to have a GPS, but then they realized, oh yeah, now it's on our phone.
yeah, it's in your
Well,
phone.
yeah.
And I remember when I had a BlackBerry Pearl. It was my first smartphone. I'm using air
I
quotes.
remember that phone.
That had like, I think I was with AT&T, so it was their Verizon Maps equivalent, and I thought it was the coolest thing, seeing this thing on GPS. But I remember the sucky part about the standalones was you had to buy map packs, and in a place like Arizona that's growing, that kind of, especially like
You buy it often.
if you live on the outskirts of town or of Phoenix proper, and even like the older cars, like I have a 2010, it's got maps in it. Microsoft emails me all the time to spend $170 for a new map pack. I'm like, no, I'll put a sticky note over it and use my phone. So anyway, yeah, it's interesting to see Garmin take on the form factor, but that's probably why Amazon let them do it. So anyway, that's all the news I have.
That's all the tech news that there has.
That's it for
This
Leo
has been
Jorgens. Back to you in the studio.
Tech news.
Oh my gosh, we should do intros for different sections.
We never thought of it, but that might be a good idea.
We can each come up with our own like intro music,
I don't think that would be a good idea at all.
like wrestlers, but for like nerdy shit.
Scott's would be Thunder, but not by is it AC/DC that does it? It'd be by Imagine Dragons. That one with a little parrot in it.
Yeah. No. Yeah, that one.
I don't know. I kind of like the tech news,
Yeah, right. It's
but you do it like in a robot voice.
yeah. You get the little computer to do tech news.
Or
It's actually not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Or do some like voiceover, like Mr. Movie. In a world,
Yeah.
Tech news.
in a world where there's no news but tech news.
Here is your tech news.
That was good.
Yeah,
Good.
I'm saying.
Save that one.
Yeah, like,
Saved.
We can clip it out of here. It was actually
Then be like, there's some Star Wars news.
That's a good one too.
yeah. So we got geek news, we got tech news.
It's called the Pocket Protector.
So
Yeah.
about Star Wars though, when we're soon to see Last Jedi, right?
Yeah,
It's,
December.
December.
I know we'll have an official review of that because we'll all are going to go see it together, right?
Yes.
Well, so I'm glad you brought that up because AMC's running double feature. Did you see that? But the only one they're doing it at is Westgate.
You mean where they just found bed bugs at?
yeah, that one.
Pretty much. I'm pretty.
Yeah, I'm good.
So I already called Esplanade and I asked them if they're doing it. They couldn't tell me yet. So I'm gonna call in a couple weeks see.
Okay,
See what the plans-
I'm
but yes,
pretty
we
sure
need to see it
Esplanade will
together.
do it.
They always do. They always have events.
For those people not in Phoenix,
This is the fancy one in the dead center of Phoenix of the Valley,
Yes.
really.
and
They have the. No, I know a lot of theaters now are kind of modernizing, and they have those recliners or footrest. These ones, I feel like Esplanade is a class of its own. It's like British Airways first class. You're flat.
Yeah.
You could legit lay down. Yeah.
Yeah, it's classy. Like, I don't know how they did it to make it look better than. There's tons of theaters that do the same exact thing
Yeah.
with the same seats.
Right. Or you
It
can go
just
to the
feels
shitty
better.
one that Jeremy and I went to a couple months back, thinking it would be not quite Esplanade-esque, but it was maybe like Awatuki, like, this is
I know.
cool. No, dude.
No, and at the Esplanade, I can push a button and they bring me my stuff. Here, I had to write my stuff on a piece of paper and shove it in a little slot
Vertically, so the
in
girl could see the little
girl
white
could see it
flag.
in the dark. Like, it was horrible.
Wow.
The chairs were like normal theater chairs, but you could rock back further, but it didn't lock. So you were just
You're like a child with autism, just rocking back and forth.
It was
42
well.
toothpicks.
So here's the best part.
42 toothpicks on the
Esplanade,
floor.
you have your own table. You have like large center consoles, so the person next to you, even if you're not with them, you can put your plate there and not bother them. This place, I'm not even lying. They put table things in front of you, but it was every 2 seats. So on your right, you have half of this weird table thing that you're sharing with the person on your right. On your left, you have the same thing. So you have like weird people in your bubble. If you go alone, or if it's just 2 of you,
So someone else
I
might
would
be like,
never
start
go
taking
back.
shit off your plate.
I would
No.
never go there.
Oh no! Like I said, like literally, if I'm never gonna go to another movie theater again, that's not that.
They had quite the
Just-
craft beer selection, though.
Just because I said, me and Leo we went and saw Dunkirk in IMAX.
That was another one.
Literally, the theater. How many open seats are there?
There's
There-
a lot.
There's a ton of open
There's a
seats.
lot.
Guy sits down right next to me.
There's open seats everywhere.
There's open seats everywhere. You could have sat anywhere.
We weren't even in the middle, dude. We were like 3 o'clock position. We were
You're
way
off
out
on the
there.
side.
Yeah. Then dude sits down. Like, it's not bad enough that he sits down. I'm like, okay, whatever. Like he sits
Next
down.
to Jeremy, of course.
Next to me, of course. And then he starts like spreading his legs. He starts like man spreading on me. Like where like his knee is like starting to touch my knee, like in a pseudo sexual manner. And I'm like, okay, this is uncomfortable and awkward. And so I move my leg, and then he spreads out further.
So the funniest part about this is, I'm not inclined to the social surroundings. I'm watching the ads, right? I was drinking my cherry Coke, whatever. Jeremy has to text me, and he's like, "This guy's man spreading all over me," and I'm like, "All right, well, let's move." So we move over. So now there's a gap between him and Home Skillet, and I can't make this up. We see this like not old lady, but she was, this lady walks in to our left.
She's not gonna sit down.
And she looks right at
She's
Jeremy,
not gonna
dude.
sit down.
She looks straight at him. So we're just we're kind of like giggling. She walks up. She stops at our row, and each row is easy 100 seats.
Oh yeah, and most
And we were-
IMAX theaters are huge.
So from where she was, we were probably like 70 deep. And so we can barely see her, and she starts walking. And I'm like, dude, she's gonna sit next to you. And as she gets closer, we start getting louder, giggling like schoolgirls. And then she plops right next to Jeremy. It was the whole.
So then we move a
funniest
third
goddamn thing.
time.
But this time we put like 6 seats between him and the world. It was funny. Well, and then of course, we can't just stop laughing. So the movie starts, and we're laughing like
Oh,
10 minutes.
Yeah, people are
into-
dying on the beach.
just laughing the
fucking
whole time.
losing it. So yeah. Anyway,
It's the luck that you have, Jeremy. You know this.
yeah.
Like you luck out with Amazon, but not with like random strangers.
No, I don't. Like I said, maybe it's karma coming back to bite me in the ass. Like I said, because of situations like that, people stealing my shit off my porch. Dude,
Dude, that happens on the weekly for you. It's like every time.
well, I said that's why I had to buy a box so that way I could have my shit mailed there.
Does UPS even? I don't think UPS or Amazon Logistics ship to PO boxes, do they? Or did you
Technically, it's not a PO box.
really?
Yeah. So.
Oh, it's such and so street suite XYZ.
Yeah. So the reason I went with the UPS store versus like getting a traditional post office box is the post office box. Like I said, you can't ship there with UPS or FedEx or anything else like that.
Right.
They can only accept the USPS
But the
ones.
non-UP,
But the non-USPS,
sanctioned ones.
non-USPS ones, you can. Well, the thing in who is, you can go and buy literally the cheapest box that they have. That's literally like maybe 3 inches by 3 inches. Like this box.
Oh, and they
is-
just keep your packages
this is-
in the
that's
back.
just tiny. That's literally why I got it. I'm like, just keep my packages in the back. So I'm literally in there every other day. It's like Cheers, where everybody knows your name.
No.
No, I'm like, hi, Jeremy. We got 3 packages for you. Except
Have
for
you-
Friday the 13th, we're not going to give you that one.
Oh yeah, I went off on them on Friday the 13th.
Did they not have it?
No, they had it.
Why
But they couldn't find it. I told them they had it, and then they're like, "No, you don't have any other packages here." I'm like, "I got the delivery confirmation. It was delivered. It's probably not checked in." I'm like, because at this point in time, this is like 2-3 weeks that I've been going to this place now, where I've come to know the experience and know what needs to happen. I should basically work there.
Peasants.
Yeah, I should basically work there. So I tell them, I'm like, yeah, you know what? It's probably in the back. I'm like, it's a pre-order game. Literally, there's not going to be anything else in the package. It is what it is. So I asked them, I'm like, hey, is it there? No. I'm like, really? I'm like, come on. It's an envelope. It's going to be there. I'm like, just go check where the envelopes are. Nope. And then
You're like, can I just go back there?
no, so I go home. I'm like, do I let it go? I'm like, nah. I'm like, No, you know me. I can't let stuff go.
No, because you're gonna now. You own UPS now. Basically.
Yeah, I'm gonna call. So I call, and then like, oh yeah, it was here. I'm like, so well, then I went off on him, and then I'm like, okay. And then, so I go on the next morning, pick it up before on the way over to Scott's house, and then that's when we do our game review. Oh wow, we've been talking for a while.
Yeah, we have actually.
I'm kind of surprised.
We just kind of rambled on this one.
It's a milestone episode.
Yeah.
It is a
It
milestone
is.
episode. Like I said, we hit 10 episodes. Like I said, we got so much going on.
We had subscribers, but I think after this one we might lose some.
Honestly, I think we're gonna gain.
You
subscribers.
think so?
Let's do this. Let's do this. So, if you're listening to this episode and you're a subscriber, send an email to contact@stsguys.com and we'll send you something.
There you go.
Just send us your mailing address. Like I said, we'll kind of do a gauge of who listens. So
At what, 50 some minutes in?
50 some
So
minutes in.
let's test it out.
Let's test it
See.
out. Like I said,
So
yeah.
again, that email address is contact@stsguys.com.
You have to be 18 or older to enter.
So apparently the 10th anniversary is tin or aluminium.
Well, I got my new microphone case. That one's an aluminum siding.
It's innovative.
It is innovative.
When you that was good. That was good. I can't follow that one. I have no further words.
Yes.
This is Leo.
Aluminium.
No, so just to remind everybody out there, that we got some videos to check out. Like I said, we have our Geek Fuel box that we got that Larry unboxed earlier this week. Make sure to check that video out.
We've had a couple adventures. I know that Leo had some of the Schnepp Farms
Yeah, put a
adventure.
video
that he
up.
did. There's a video up of that.
That video is up with that. We have the Friday the 13th game review. I did basically a horror pop review. So like basically kind of going over some of the top horror pops that are out there. So definitely check out all that content. Content, inaugural content.
Every time.
Every time.
Because I said, and make sure to stay subscribed to the channel and subscribe to the channel if you're not a subscriber currently. Just because we do lots of giveaways. Our current giveaway right now is probably one of my most exciting things that we've given away so far is that Rob Liefeld comic that's actually signed by Rob Liefeld.
And it is a very limited release.
Yes.
Well, and Scott, for our listeners as well, like to check us out on the Alexa platforms that we're on.
Yes.
TuneIn now.
We're on Alexa now.
Yeah. So yeah, Scott, we're on the TuneIn network,
On
right?
TuneIn. So you can ask for the STS guys on TuneIn, and you can listen to our podcast via Alexa.
So basically, we're spreading.
We're spreading.
We're man spreading.
I was gonna say we're like
Like
a vi-
IMAX
we're like an
guy.
STD. We're spreading.
Whether you wanted to or not.
Yeah, exactly. We're just gonna keep doing this. Like it's fun. But yeah, so we got that content again. We got the email thing. If you've listened this far and you want something for free, and it will not be my dirty underwear, except for maybe one random person. Email us again. contact@stsguys.com. You know what? I'll one up it. Send it to Scott@stsguys.com.
Putting your
I am.
info out there.
I'm gonna put my. I'm putting it out there.
You want someone to slide in the DMs? That's what that is.
Yeah, it is.
That's a personal challenge.
Yeah, private message me your tits.
Please don't do that.
Oh yeah, you must be 18 or older to enter.
And on that note, we'll go ahead and end it. So for episode 10 of the STS Guys, I'm Jeremy,
I'm Scott.
Hey guys, it's Leo.
and we are the STS Guys.
sit down.
Have a good night.